Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at the Artificial Lifeforms challenge for the Super Activation Cell Max event in DBZ Dokkan Battle Global. So basically we're going to be taking a look at how you can beat this challenge, and it's built entirely around the premise of int cell and int cell transforming. And the way I said int cell makes it sound like incel, but the LR int perfect cell or cell perfect form after a ZZA becomes pretty crazy. Basically he's really strong, and so we're just going to rely on him to instantly one turn take out the boss. So to complete this stage, you're going to need two things. You're going to need a int LR perfect cell as a friend who's 100%, and you're going to need whatever team you can get that facilitates that cell getting to the final stage in his transform state. If that's transforming in that turn, if that's not transforming in that turn, if that's you running whatever team, as long as cell is under both leads and he gets to that final stage and your team is artificial life forms, it doesn't actually matter what you run too much. Now obviously ideally you want to bring two int cells because you want double the chance of beating the stage, and you also obviously want to try and run somewhat of an effective team. So that's kind of what I went with. So obviously we have int cell, and we'll talk about him last because he is the most important component. But we have int Android Super Strike 16, who's a great unit. He has guard. If the entire rotation is Android Cell Saga, which pretty much the entire team is going to be. Not to mention he's great for tanking the final phase against Cell Max. He's really good. Then we have Strength Second Form Cell. She has a ton of links with Cell. In a lot of ways, just shares like an absolute ton of links with him, which is really good. Just a super solid unit. Obviously also provides support, which is really good, and yeah, just in general is a really solid unit. Then obviously the other unit that we have, the other units that we have, I have the LR Physical Cell, or Cell and Cell Junior, I guess is the official name. But basically he's Cell Perfect Form and Cell Junior. He links up great with the int one. Defensively he does okay in the second slot. If he gets double supers and you get his 18 key, he doesn't take too much damage actually from the final phase there, so he does pretty well. Then obviously we also have some final interesting choices. So we have the int perfect cell. Now I know this seems really weird, but we have int perfect cell, and int perfect cell is honestly a unit that I used to think was pretty good back in the day, and obviously he's aged now, but he serves our purpose perfectly fine because he is there to take damage in the second phase. As you could see there, we've managed to get the transformation with Cell. Now the reason we're not collecting so many orbs with Cell here is because we want Cell to not kill Cell Max yet. We need this perfect Cell to be on rotation when Tech Cell Max is on rotation. So it's very important that we don't kill Cell Max in this physical phase here, and instead we have one more turn so that we can set up this perfect Cell being there. Because the chances of us taking enough damage next turn, or on this turn I should say, to activate the next Cell's transformation mechanic is highly unlikely. We would need a lot of things to kind of go wrong, and it's just not likely to happen basically. So yeah, but that's the whole strategy. The whole strategy is to get this perfect int cell, this LR int perfect cell, or Cell Perfect Form, literally to get him to transform, and he'll carry the payload. Like, he'll do all the damage, he'll do all the work, everything will function properly, and we won't have a single problem. That's literally his job. And then the final member of the team that we have the Int LR Metal Cooler. Now I bring Int LR Metal Cooler for two reasons. So firstly, he fits under both Cell's leader skills. Even though they aren't the highest percentage, it still helps out. And secondly, they give key and defense to artificial life forms rotations. They also, after 2 supers, can actually tank normals relatively well from Cell Max. So if I ever needed to, for some reason, take more than 1 turn, then obviously they would do a good job. They also can take some damage during the physical phase, which would help us with setting up, obviously, yeah, which would help us with setting up, yeah, the transformations. Anyway, now that you've got to the tech phase, and now that you've got Int Cell, here, you're going to use his active skill. Fantastic. Active skill is going to set him up for huge damage. Super 16 is going to tank anything in the first slot. Even a super from Cell Max won't kill him. And yeah, that's it. Cell's dead. Cell will, well, I don't want to say 100% die here, but you're pretty much guaranteed to kill Cell if you can get 6 orbs. Like, you basically are guaranteed to kill him. Especially if you get the active skill. Like, you're pretty set. And you should be more than fine. Like, genuinely speaking, you should be pretty good to go. So that's it. That's how to complete the artificial life form stage. I know it's a bit of a one-trick pony kind of thing. It's not really something... It takes a couple of attempts to set this up. Like, it looks relatively easy, but honestly it took around 5 attempts to get everything to come online. The hardest thing was figuring out a rotation or a team that took just enough damage to transform Cell without actually just outright dying all the time in the physical phase from the AoE attacks. But once you got that figured out, it was relatively straightforward, and honestly it was super simple stuff from that point onwards. So yeah, really simple, and honestly not that big a deal. Super nice run, and yeah, it was pretty cool to accomplish this. So it's only special poses left. That'll be an interesting one to try and complete, but I think it was pretty fun, and it was nice to use Int LR Perfect Cell or Cell Perfect Form to kind of his best capabilities. It made things, pretty cool. But that's gonna be it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, bye.